Afrobeats is definitely Nigeria's biggest soft power export at the moment, and there are certain names that you have to mention when you talk about how the genre has evolved. He might not necessarily be a pioneer, but he definitely was a huge factor in shaping what we call modern Afrobeats today for so many years, and what the sound is and has become over the years. Is a legendary producer who went quiet for a bit but has come back very, very, very loudly. Cabasa is here with me. How you doing?
I'm well.
Very welcome, very welcome. Good to see you again after such a long time. But first of all, I want to thank you for this reimagined thing you're doing. Even though you're taking too long to, I heard the Olufumi one. Yeah. I think that was one that blew my mind. Yeah. And then I think you did Bury Me recently as well.
Yeah, we did Bury Me. Then before Bury Me, we did...
was it Street Credibility?
Okay, after Bury Me, we did Anytime, which had Bella Shmurda, Ayo Mav, and the Ajebos.
Why are you wasting time with it?
So the first one,
okay, before we get to wasting time, what made you want to start, taking some of those classics and redoing them? Because it's a very risky thing.
So everybody is doing it now.
Yes.
Everybody is doing it. And I'm so, sincerely, there is a joy that I have now is that everybody is doing it now. It all started from a conversation, myself and Bado.
Yeah.
Where we got talking about Afrobeat, the conversation around it, people technically trying to take, should I use the word hijack the conversation around Afrobeat and all of that?
Yeah.
Conversation coming from abroad that we named it, we did this, we did that. And I found out that there was a lacuna in terms of the history of the whole thing. That was where the conversation was going, that how, I know we should not keep Afrobeat, but how do we keep the conversation going?
Yeah.
Letting people know that, okay, it actually originates from here.
Yeah.
So Olamide mentioned it, that probably we should also bring back some of the sounds that actually shaped this. And it resonated with what I was planning to do. Yeah. So I just said, okay, let me create a whole body of work out of...
Sorry, it was photocopy you did first, not
Street that was with
Vector? Yeah. With Vector. So just to get back to what you mentioned there, were you offended by the Akon statement? Akon has talked a lot about how...
Akon did not offend me. I had to respond to that. By the way, shout out to Akon. He's a guy that everybody should respect, but we need to be careful. If there's anything that we can keep that will be a legacy for Nigeria, that will be a legacy for Africa, is part of the conversation around Afrobeat. What Akon said, I think, was a sort of half-truth. It's like Mongo Park coming to say that he discovered River Niger and River Benue, but he met people there fishing. And you are claiming that you actually discovered. That was how it sounded.
Yes.
Even the people he mentioned their names, these guys were already popping, they were already doing stuff. But he actually had his own, in terms of, marketing and all of those things that he did for some of these guys way back then, which was also instrumental to Afrobeat actually expanding. But you cannot come. And some of the things he said, I would say they were too heavy, that you just say that, okay, you came, you nurtured people around. No, there was a sound, there was something that attracted you. You met it here. Yeah, you did your own quota. It's the same way I can't stand and tell people that I curated Afrobeat. Yeah. I don't even have the... If I say that, people should stone me. You understand?
No, but you were a big factor, definitely.
Yeah, but
shaping what it has
I had people that I was also looking up to.
Yeah.
You understand? There were also sounds that fashioned whatever I was doing.
Are you saying there was no moment when Afrobeats crossed over? Because there's that big argument, right? Was it the Wizkid or, Burna Boy moment?
Okay.
There's people that try to go back as far as Oliver Twist with D'banj. There's people that say, oh, but there was also a time when he was sipping in with African Queen and this Fat Girls movie, and, but there was a time where artists were having to pay international acts to feature them and all of that. Do you think all those mattered, or was there a moment? Because people believe there was a moment when it happened.
All those matters, because like they will say, Rome was not built in a day.
Yeah.
There was a momentum that was building.
There were people who claimed that they were the ones who took Afrobeats international.
Which was why I keep telling people that stop this, this charade of, we are the one, I'm the one.
Yeah.
There were things that had been, if we should go way back, we'll go way back to Fela.
True.
I was in one particular concert recently where Femi Kuti was performing, and it was a hall filled with white people. And when he started singing some Fela song that this generation might not even know, you need to see what was going on in that room. Yeah. So you know that it's Sonny Ade also had his moment. a lot of those old folks had their moments. Yes, was it big? Not as big as what we have now.
Yeah.
If you say the big moments, sincerely, I will trace it to Wizkid, I will trace it to Burna, especially Burna. I will trace it to what Davido is doing. I will trace it to Ashake. I will trace it to, you know, all of our guys, Omale,
like the last
Remark.
6-7 years.
Yeah. Then shout out to Ira Star, by the way. Sometimes we don't even talk about the ladies that are doing numbers, the likes of Tiwa Savage, Ira Star, Yemi Alade, and all of those people. Thames, look at what Thames is doing.
Yeah.
So if you say the big moment, yes, now. But if you look at how did we get here?
There was a culture
Oliver
before that
Twist
already.
was huge. Oliver Twist was major. We should never rescind what the effect of Oliver Twist, all in the name of, yes, now there is. Remember, during that time, there was no internet to actually spread.
And that was over 12 years ago.
Nice performed on a stage that many African artists will not even... And you look at,
today can't.
You understand, you look at all of those things. These guys have been winning some of those biggest awards before now, but shout out to the likes of Burna and Co that are winning Grammys and all of that now. But it started with some older generation.
Is Afrobeats to the world in decline? There are people who believe it's peaked and it has... I mean, we're still there, but it doesn't feel like people say in the last year plus, there hasn't been any major moments for Afrobeats globally.
Yeah, so we are looking for...
So do you think it's in decline?
We are looking for a moment, but I won't lie to you. Looking for a moment is like looking for something to blow. Afrobeat has already blown. What it needs to do now is to shine.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying when I say it's to shine is to infiltrate into cultures. I just got back from the UK last Wednesday. Go to any mall. They play our songs. A lot of white folks are doing Afrobeats now, which was why I said, don't keep the sound.
Yeah.
But make sure you are in the conversation.
Very important.
So if you think it's on a decline, it's like you fly, I know. When you're inside the plane, you can't really feel the speed at which the plane is moving. That is where we are now. So it's actually, we are going... Olamide is going to drop an album. I will not let the cat out of the bag. And you see some collaboration on the album and you're like, and you think this thing is going down. No, it's not going down, but it's shining.
Let's go back to you now in particular and why you came back the way you did. Because you were...
I never left.
You were a legendary producer. Yes, you produced. All of a sudden now you're doing your own thing.
Yeah.
You know, why was that important to you?
So, you know, definitely to get to a point that you feel you need to do more.
Yeah.
I've had recorded tunes where you had the likes of Olamide, the likes of Reminisce, Nice and all of that, that was doing music. But beyond the test of just doing stuff or to be popular, to be known, there's also a need for essence. Whatever you see me do now, trust me, there is a purpose, a stronger purpose than just doing music behind it. Like I said, I'm trying to keep a conversation alive. I'm trying to also let the younger generation know that there is a place they are coming from. You know that when that gist was going, that some people were saying that nobody paved the way for them and all of that. The older generation are angry, the younger ones are saying. So I was looking for a bridge. Yeah. That I'm sure we all are talking about music. What if we bring music from them to join the energy of now? We'll create something new, which I think is actually the future of Afrobeat. Everybody is sampling old songs now. Everybody is doing that because once you hear what is being sampled, it brings familiarity to you and you just want to listen. So instead of going abroad to go and sample their stuff, why not we do it here? Thames won with Love Me Jeje. And for me, that is cultural, that is historical, that is what, basically, that is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. And also, I believe that the industry is getting a bit complicated, which people are not paying attention to. I also want to create a platform. Yes, the one that I'm doing, I'm using a lot of guys that have number, but subsequently, I also still want to go to the street, look for young guys that I believe
very important.
Yeah, that they are very talented, that they can keep this thing going. Put them on some of those old stuff. We create new stuff from there because really there is nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, I wonder what you think about this conversation about Afrobeats being sort of like you've talked about a lot. The West is taking it away from us. You know, a lot of your colleagues in the production space hardly live here anymore.
They don't live here.
Even with the ones that are living here are charging you in dollars. You know, it's sort of it's an international space now with production, especially on the level of an ID Cabasa, for example. You say you just came back from the UK. I don't even know whether you live here with us. But it's almost like we're losing a hold of it right here at home. Is that fair? So
there is the good part to it. because sincerely, the strength of most nations is in their diaspora. They go there to learn. If you notice, the quality of our sound has improved because now we are not just sticking to the sound that we know here. Most of our young guys are getting to learn new sound. They are getting to learn how things work.
Yeah.
But there is a part of their identity, which is what is scaring me. The diaspora, let me say the white folks, the West, they are sounding more Afrobeats, while we are trying to sound more R&B-ish and more hip-hop, you understand? So what I think we should be concerned about is us losing our identity.
Yeah.
That should be what we should focus on.
And I hope we don't.
I doubt if we are. I almost think recently that we've already lost it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that worry you?
It does, yeah. It does. Which is why I'm
you're
still
doing
like,
what you're doing.
Let's keep doing this thing. That probably this will remind these guys that, look, don't lose who you are for just anything. Yeah.
How are things with you and Nice now? Because I know you guys created these iconic moments that even till tomorrow. I played that album and I'm just like, how the hell did this come through? Then we heard about the rave that you guys made up and all of that. How are you guys doing now?
So
is there work coming? I don't know.
We never fought.
That's what we heard. We're not inside the parlor with you people.
So if you look at most of the stuff that I've been doing, they are Nice's old tunes. Because for me, Nice is beyond an artist to me. Nice is my younger brother. Yeah. When I live here now, I live on the island, he lives on the mainland. Definitely I'm going to stop by.
To say hi.
Just to say, Nice is in the conversation that I'm also creating. People should never forget the legend of Nice.
Yes.
People should never disrespect what Nice gave to the culture. Which is why when I bring back some of those songs, you see the nostalgia, you see the emotion, you see the reaction and all of that. Not just Nice, there are a whole lot of them that I still intend to. Look at Star Plus. When we did Olufumi Reimagine, then people, even some of my kids were like, this song is good.
Do you think a lot of these artists are doing this because you started it? The Thames, for example, all of these songs.
I'm sure the idea has gone round before I started it. But probably I just did it first. And that's the way I see it. I don't think it's something that is just particular to me.
Before we go, what should we look forward to with you now? Because, I mean, you're cooking things.
Yeah, people should wait for Reimagine.
Will Reimagine be an album, an EP?
It is an album.
Okay.
The album is not going to be called Reimagine. It's going to be called Unfinished Business.
Okay.
I think I still have some business to do in this industry.
Okay.
Before I leave them. Then, majorly, from me, I think I'm moving more into the human developmental part of this, because Nigeria has a real need for mental health, especially within the creative space. Then there's also a need for us to bridge different generations. Every older generation that I've seen in my little time here on earth, we always see the younger generation, they are destroying things. Even my generation, they told us we are there. Now my generation is telling the younger ones. So I'm looking out for a way that we can bridge all of these things. Rather than us trying to replace ourselves, we collaborate and probably make Nigeria.
That is a beautiful thing to hear. Thank you very much, Cabasa. It's such an honor to be with you here today. For those of you listening, check out whatever streaming platform you use. Just search Cabasa Reimagined and listen to any of them, and it's brilliant. Looking forward to the album Unfinished Business. This year?
This year, before July.
Oh, great. So in a few weeks then. Very well done then.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. And I can't...